Alright, hello and welcome everyone. Tonight I'm going to be playing an old Flash game called Arcane. Flash was a program from a while back used for animations and some gaming stuff. Arcane was one of the first ones to do an actual point-and-click adventure game. Warner Brothers picked it up, did a second season of it, but unfortunately it never got a third, which does mean that it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. So as long as you don't mind a story that technically doesn't have an end, the game itself, or games themselves, are actually pretty good. So I figured I would give them a try, and just do a quick playthrough of them. So Arcane is kind of inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, the whole Call of Cthulhu mythos stuff. It does have voice acting, but I will kind of warn that this game is very old, and Flash technology was not the greatest for this kind of stuff to begin with. So the voice acting, the quality of the voice is not the greatest. It's understandable, but it's definitely not going to be crystal clear. It's not a problem with the recording or the playback or anything like that. It is just the way the game is. So anyway, let's give this a try. So Arcane is a horror show that enables you to penetrate into a disquieting universe where strange characters, witchcraft, hideous monsters, and diabolical riddles abound. Will you survive the perils of this terrible and forbidden world? A daring challenge that you must take up. Okay, so three different main characters that you're kind of playing as you're progressing through the story. There is Ophelia McDermott. Her private diary relates the strange adventure that she has experienced during the 1920s with her father Gregor and the engineer Prescott Bridgman. Ophelia McDermott. Ophelia is McDermott's only daughter. At the time of the series events, she is a 21-year-old violinist, very beautiful, strong-willed, and decided. Her personality is dark and mysterious, mostly because of several psychic powers over which she has imperfect control. Her father believes that she has gained these powers on the fateful night when she was exposed to the great ancient's magic in her mother's womb. Ophelia regularly experiences frightening nightmares, and she is convinced they will not stop haunting her until the great ancients have been driven away from Earth for all eternity. Thanks to her psychic powers and keen mind, she is an equal partner in her father's and Prescott Bridgman's inquiries. Dr. Gregor McDermott, chairman of the Department of Anthropology at the University of Southwick. 63-year-old Dr. McDermott is a world-renowned specialist in ancient Egypt and Amerindian tribes. His reputation among fellow scientists is second to none. 21 years before the show begins, he discovered a strange tribe in the Congo who seemingly spent every waking moment worshipping of an unknown divinity named Tulu. He, along with his pregnant wife, settled among them for several weeks in order to study their beliefs and rites. However, during one of the tribe's magical ceremonies, the McDermotts saw an unspeakably horrific and evil entity appear before them. The experience was so traumatic that poor Miss McDermott became insane on the spot. Gregor brought her back to America, where she gave birth to their only daughter, Ophelia, but her mind never healed, and she was interred for the rest of her life. Overcome with grief, McDermott decided to avenge his loss by learning everything he could about the great ancients and the ancestral magic associated with them. by chasing their worshippers to all corners of the world and by wrecking their odious plans to restore the great ancients' rule over Earth and humanity. Prescott Bridgman is a big, strong 29-year-old engineer. An orphan at a very young age, he once decided to learn about his roots and became a genealogy buff. He discovered, with surprised amusement, that he was a direct descendant of the Salem witch's executioner, and that they had placed a curse on his family. A devout skeptic, he soon joined the American Association for Psychical Research, with the avowed goal of disapproving any claims of supernatural powers by anyone, anywhere. With his homemade infrared photographic film, motion sensors, and other pseudo-scientific equipment, he has debunked several frauds all over North America. His inquiries enabled him to meet Dr. McDermott and his daughter on several occasions. They soon started collaborating, and their partnership became even stronger once they collided with seemingly real manifestations of the Great Ancients. But he still maintains a healthy dose of skepticism. Okay, so those are the three characters. Episodes. Season 1, The Miller Estate. 1999, somewhere in New England, Stephen Bishop feels helpless and horror-stricken when he discovers the existence of a worldwide organization, the Elder Star, which indulges in abominable rites and vows to destroy humanity. However, he has the good fortune of meeting an old lady, Ophelia McDermott, who lends him her diary in which she explains how, during the 1920s, she was able to thwart the dreadful plots of the Elder Star. Will Bishop in turn triumph over the members of this infamous secret society before the end of the millennium? We got a prologue and 4 episodes.
Miss Ophelia, you have a visitor. You know the nice young man I've been talking to you about? He would like to see you.
Yes, let him in. Oh, and Janet, could you please turn the radio off on your way out?
Of course. The radio. She doesn't even have a radio. You see what I mean?
Poor Janet. She thinks that I have lost my mind. Maybe I should stop toying with her like that. But you, my young friend, what brings you here? Have the signs already begun to appear?
Yes, well, maybe. I'm not sure that I really understand what's happening. This is all so astonishing. I was hoping you could help me find the truth.
My poor boy, the truth is hard to imagine, and harder to bear. There is not a great deal that I can do for you, but here, read this. Everything that happened to me 75 years ago is in this journal. Maybe it will help you understand what, or rather who, you are dealing with. The rest is up to you. You'll have to make choices.
Alright, and that's the prologue. Let's go into episode 1. Sarbakan. Miller Estate, Episode 1. All you need to know is under lock and key. Okay, so just need to get the circles to match. Wait, I think this is this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then this one is that, and then that one like that, and the line I guess goes at the bottom. Yay! It all began when Prescott Bridgman, my father Gregor, and I spent a week in Duncan Creek on the coast. Prescott had received a letter from his former landlord. I think she was called Mary Miller. She owned a Victorian estate over there, a charming place she used to rent to rich tourists during the summer. Unfortunately, she could no longer find any customers because her house had acquired a nasty reputation. Her last tenant, a scientist named Alvin Carter, had stormed into the town's general store one day, screaming that the house was haunted, and then he had vanished without a trace. Over the next few days, the villagers noted other mysterious disappearances. First it was dogs, then cattle, then some of the tourists. Here's folks were quite superstitious, you'll understand. That was more than enough to make them stay clear of the house.
My detection equipment is infallible.
Load. Save. Return. Instructions. Clues. So one of the interesting things about this game is that it has a click counter. It runs in the background, so you can't really tell, but it keeps track of how often you click, and how often you just don't do anything with those clicks. Do it often enough, and a big nasty creature will show up, and that's the end of the game. Oh, and that's like a game over. You don't want it to happen, but it means you can't just spam click everywhere and hope that you accidentally get something. You have to actually click with intent. In this particular case, the lie detector thing is saying go to the well and go to the cellar. So let's take a look over here.
Hey, there's something down there. How can I reach it? Strange. There should be a hook at the end of this rope.
Okay, so we need to find a hook. Let's take a look to see if there's a hook in the cellar.
Where are my matches?
Dark. Okay, I did notice that there is a lantern here. So if I can use my matches on this... Ooh, they don't last long though. There we go. That makes it easier to see. Okay. Does anything look like it could be used as a... Oh, a hook. Drop the code off. There's a hook. Okay, so yeah, again, in a game like this, you'd probably be spamming click all over the place, seeing if there's other things you can interact with and do. You don't want to do that here. Unless you know what it is you're clicking on or why, you shouldn't. So in this particular case, I have my hook. I should go back to the well. Even though there might be other stuff in there, I don't want to risk taking off the bad monster. Oh.
You think you've got a choice, huh? Fool. When the 7 stars are aligned, the 7 plagues will descend upon you. It will be the end. The end, I say. There's nothing you can do. Everything has already been decided. You are lost. Lost!
Nice neighbors.
Crazy old man. Okay, let's pull the rope up. Attach the hook to the end. There we go.
This is nonsense.
We have finally successfully summoned the Ancient Ones. The power that hold in our grasp is all we will wait for the coming such a time of chaos. Have been witness to such, and the evil path is. I guess I have to find the other half of this paper. I guess that's it for the well. Beeping pretty heavily for this. Ah, okay. There's something under the chest. Descent into the cellar. That's actually pretty far way down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. Okay.
What am I supposed to do with this? No. Empty. This is strange.
Okay. But that one was empty.
Impossible. No. Impossible. Empty. This is strange.
Wish there was a way to go back to the previous screen. I'm not sure if there was something there we're supposed to be taking a look at. Okay, unfortunately there are clues. Some bottles are stored in a corner. Some bottles were stored in a corner. Bottles, oh, okay.
This rot gut could kill the living and wake the dead.
Prince of the Seventh Sea whiskey. Oh. Seventh Sea. Aha.
The Elder Sign. Not those creeps again.
And that's it for episode 1. Short and sweet. So yeah, these aren't the longest games. Again, these are meant to be put on like internet web pages, so you can click onto them, play through them in a couple of minutes' time. Can I not skip through this? I guess I have to let it run. Alright, so that's kind of a taste of what this game is like, what these games are like. Um, 1998. So yeah, these games are 26 years old. Oof. Alright, so this unfortunately is going to be a shorter video, but I just wanted to give a little bit of a taste of the game and see if it even worked, which it seems to be fine. But I think I'm going to continue this more another time. So yeah, I'll play through the rest of the episodes. We'll try out season 2. It's a shame that the story does just kind of come to an end. It would have been nice to see where they were actually going to take it into the 3rd season. But yeah, so these are kind of something a little bit different, but still just point-and-click adventure games with a bit of story to them. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap things up for tonight. So, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to those who were able to catch me live, and if you're able to watch these on the VODs. I might as well toss these up on YouTube as well, so thank you to those who are watching through the playlist of these on YouTube. And I'll be continuing this next time. So yeah, these are, again, very short games, shouldn't take very long to get through, maybe a few sessions. And after that, I'll be moving on to another proper series of games. But anyway, I think that will do it for tonight. So, I will see you all next time.